Hey guys, Adam here from DirectionTrader.com. Let's do our daily recap here. It's about, well, it's exactly 2:42 here, so we've got about another 20 minutes left in the U.S. cash session here, but let's go ahead and make this video. I don't think the market's going to go too far in the next 15 minutes or so. So we start off here with this here's the Dow, and it was fun today. We finally had some movement here in the stock index futures today. We've been staying fairly aggressive in the live trading room in the crude and gold market because there's not been a lot of volatility here in the stock index futures on this grind higher. But since this pullback started, we've been very active here in the live trading room trading these stock index futures. That's pretty typical when volatility increases. As you can see here, we have been, if any of you have been following me, I have been a little bit short biased since the beginning of March. Pretty typical here. We are getting a nice pullback. And yesterday was left us a little bit, suspicious about what's going to happen moving forward. We had a really good game plan going into today. If you go back to last night's video, I predominantly said anything above basically yesterday's highs, previous day's highs, go ahead and look to go with it, back in the direction of the overall momentum. If we break down through Friday's low, go with that. Pretty simple, right? We'll just simply look for pullbacks and retracements so we can go ahead and short that market. That's predominantly what we did here. So let's go over. Here's the 1600 tick chart. This is the 1600 tick chart. Let's take a look here. As we opened up the room this morning, we had already had this sell-off. So the market had popped up here, and here's where we opened. Right in this range. So we had already had our sell-off here. I wasn't about to start buying this thing up because the market internals opened up down at like 1800, minus 1800 on the advanced decline of the net issues, and it was just an overall bearish market here. So was definitely looking for potential pullbacks here to actually set up further shorting in this market. So we waited patiently. Finally, we got some trading here. I started shorting on the way down here. We kind of got overextended here. We stopped the shorting, so we had good success trading early on. Later on, we waited. I had an order out here at 17,814 in the live trading room. As you guys can see, it came to 17,813, so I did not get this final fill here, and that thing went all the way down to final targets. So a really great plan today. A lot of it was stemmed from using the market internals. So if you guys use the market internals, you know exactly what I'm talking about. If you don't, I highly recommend you maybe just taking a peek at them because they really kept us on the right side of the market. They were there for me whenever I got into some of these markets, into some of these trades, and they kept me in them. Some of the trades, it took just a few minutes to get going. We started off, you'd have a nice little entry, and all of a sudden the market would just kind of dance here, but yet the internals kept leaking their way down, giving me the confidence not to bring my stop down, to let it work just a little bit, and surely enough, our trades ended up working out very nicely to the downside. But it was the market internals that were able to keep us in this market. So, moving forward here. Pretty straightforward, guys. We're in a pullback here. Anytime that we break through these previous day's lows, I'm going to go with it. I'm going to keep trading it till it fails. If we pop up and we're trading above or inside this previous day's range here on the daily, watch out for this halfway back. It's always something we watch for. So basically going into tomorrow, I'm going to have an idea of where this high and wherever today's low is, and somewhat in the middle here, where this halfway back is. Simply take your Fibonacci tool, draw a fib here from the highs to the lows, and it'll mark up your halfway back. So, bottom line is, anything below that previous day's low, I'm gonna go with it. Anything above the previous day's lows, I'm gonna look to trade to the upside on a micro scale until we get to that halfway back. If it finds resistance, start shorting again. And then it's going to take quite a bit to go ahead and look to the upside here. I'm going to want to get up above Friday's lows. I'm going to want to get up above Monday's lows in order for me to start looking aggressively to the long side. So really strong selling here, guys. This is what we were definitely waiting for. Definitely been looking for. Hence, as soon as these big selling days come in, guess what? I get more trading opportunities. So that's just how it works. As volatility increases, the number of trades increases, the size of the winners and losers increases. So it makes for some really great trading whenever that volatility is increased. So that's it today, guys. Pretty quiet all in all here. Let me take a peek at crude with you. I did not take a single crude here today. It was fairly quiet early on. As you can see here early this morning in the live trading room, crude didn't do much. Crude really didn't do anything for the most part early on. After the trading room closed, then we had this drop while I was at lunch. So obviously I wasn't trading during this session, and then we've done nothing but chop since. Pretty typical here, guys. So looking back on it, in hindsight, which I don't trade in hindsight, but in hindsight, it was a good day to not have a trade because I was trading the morning session, watching the afternoon session for trades, and both of them had a choppy range. And since I didn't get a trade, that means that, obviously I was following my plan as closely as I could. So if we were to be trading during the lunch session here, there was a very nice pullback here, but like I said, I don't trade too much during lunch, and it's fine for me not to get a trade. When there's not a trade, guys, and I don't take a trade, that's good for me because I was disciplined and patient to wait for the opportunity. So that's it, guys. That's all I have for you today. More of an update, but when you get the volatility to increase, you get these markets to start selling, trading becomes more fun to me. So it's always fun to me, but I don't have as much fun when the markets are grinding higher. I like to see them pullbacks. They provide a lot of great trading opportunities for us, especially in the live trading room. So if you have any questions, guys, get a hold of me, Adam@directiontrader.com. If not, I appreciate you watching, and I'll see you in tomorrow's recap. Have a good afternoon.